Hi, I'm AJ Medallan, Product Manager for Frameone. I'd like to spend a few minutes demonstrating how to present Frameone in your showroom. Let's begin where we always start, with our insights. Steelcase Workspace Futures conducted an 18-month research project with companies using benching. We discovered companies were using the bench concept to accommodate a range of functions beyond mobile workers. However, they were taking a traditional one-size-fits-all approach instead of tailoring the bench to how employees really work. And that one-size-fits-all benching was found to be ineffective for both workers and the organization. Based on the research, 4 benching profiles emerged: resident, nomad, functional group, and project team. Tailoring the bench is about understanding the workers' profiles and designing the solution accordingly. Nomads are highly mobile, often looking for a convenient place to work. They appreciate storage for multiple mobile tools and easy access to power and data. Residents need a higher level of privacy and storage, as well as ready technology support. Functional groups and project teams reconfigure frequently, and they benefit from adjustable workspace that integrates lighting, technology, as well as various work tools and privacy elements. No matter which profile is being supported, Frameone is a versatile bench that balances user comfort and the organization's need for real estate efficiencies. Frameone adapts to meet individual needs and work styles. Here's how. First, the recessed leg allows for compression, where users can be added and sit comfortably along the bench. Notice, there are 2 chairs on one side and 3 chairs on the opposite side. As we look underneath the bench, notice the leg is centered and smaller, giving workers proper knee clearance, even if they are sitting at the seam. Have a 30-inch work surface that meets ADA requirements for knee clearance. Frameone offers a choice of covered or exposed power and data distribution. Notice the gray covers underneath the work surface. You can opt to have these or not. I'm going to take a moment here to break away from the model sales presentation. It's important for you to know that this is a major differentiator for Steelcase and Frameone from most of our competition. Many, if not all of them, do not offer you a choice of having exposed or covered technology. It's really one or the other. So it's a great time in your presentation to ask your customer, which one do you prefer? So the Frameone bench also offers multiple ways to access power. There's a power and data access door. You also have a power and data access strip, or the third way is through the Detail Soto 2 launchpad. We'll talk about these in more detail in a few minutes. A facility installer also has access to power and data by sliding the back of the work surface, plugging in fixed equipment, and then closing the work surface back up. Work tools, lighting, power access, and privacy screens are all hosted in this convenient integrated rail. And they're elevated off the work surface, so you can take advantage of the entire workspace. Also, notice there's a 1/2-inch gap between the integrated rail and the back edge of the work surface. This gives you full use of the entire work surface as well. Frameone, with its flexible design, easily adapts to facility changes. This means Frameone comes in 2 types of units. They're called a base unit and an extension. The base comes with the loop leg, as displayed here, but it's also available in a post leg. The extensions always have that white intermediate leg with the cover on it. The cover is optional, but you can simply add more extensions to increase the bench or take away extensions if a smaller size is needed. Let's take a deeper look at how Frameone meets the needs of different work styles. This mock-up demonstrates 2 profiles. You have the nomads and the residents, which are examples of shared and owned benches. You'll notice there's a fair number of props you need to do an effective Frameone presentation. So in this instance, I'm going to use a bag to talk about the nomad worker and the resident worker. But first, let's talk about the nomad, or mobile worker, a person who moves constantly, anyone who regularly circles for a place to land and connect. So imagine you're a mobile worker, coming into the office for 2 hours on Monday, and then you'll probably be off-site at various customer sites for the rest of the week. Since mobile workers often carry their office in a bag, having a convenient place to hang the bag and provide access to its content is important. There's two ways to do this. There's a personal hook to hang bags or backpacks. There's also the Soto 2 mobile caddy, another place to stash a bag. So let me pause the presentation a moment. If this is the first time you're hearing about the mobile caddy, I want to give you a little insight into its design. The mobile caddy was the output of some joint research that was done by IDEO and Details. It was a project called Follow the User. The mobile caddy anticipates users' needs for a place to store their personal items and work bag. Think about this. When you enter into a workspace, most people don't want to put their bag on a dirty floor. Instead, they might use a chair next to them. The mobile caddy solves both of these problems by letting you get that bag up off the floor and also out of the neighbor's seat, also giving you access to your materials. The structure allows for quick and easy packing and unpacking. There's inline casters that are directional, which allow the caddy to be pulled in and out, but not side to side, which would possibly allow the user to encroach on the neighbor's workspace. It also adds a nice sense of boundary when working at the shared bench. Now that you are sitting at the bench, you need to charge your laptop and cell phone. Either plug into the power strip at the back of the work surface, or the Soto 2 Launchpad is an ideal location for quick connections. Notice it's located at the front of the work surface, where most of us generally place our mobile devices. Next, it's time to get to work. Then, you might take a phone call and need to jot down some notes. There are Post-it notes and pens located on the Soto shelf. Notice there's a screen located down the center of the bench. This happens to be a taller screen because we're showing two types of benching profiles. A lower screen is appropriate for nomads. Also, a glass screen may be used as mobile workers generally don't have a high privacy need. So all in all, you can see why nomads appreciate Frameone's use of space for multiple mobile tools, innovative open storage, and easy power and data access. Now let's move to the other side of the bench. Imagine you're a resident, someone who owns their space. Residents need a higher level of privacy and storage, as well as ready technology support. You can adjust boundaries and privacy with Frameone with screens, work tools, and storage components. So think about this. You're coming to work and have to prepare for a meeting. That's later in the day. Everybody seems to carry a personal bag with them that needs to get stored during the workday. Universal lateral files with open storage is a convenient place to quickly stash a bag when you first arrive. Then it's time to turn on technology, charge mobile devices, and start preparing for the meeting. Notice it's not just about supporting laptops. A bench needs to support the user who has fixed equipment, such as a monitor and a CPU. In Frameone, the monitor arms are attached to the integrated rail, which runs down the center of the bench. A CPU can be supported in a sling underneath the work surface, so it doesn't have to sit on the floor. Power is accessible through the power and data access door. Notice the half-inch gap cleanly manages cords, keeping often used ones at your fingertips. Excess cord can also be stored in the upper tray below the door to keep the work surface free of cord spaghetti. Now it's time to do heads down work. Screens provide some visual privacy to coworkers sitting across the bench. Screens are available in 3 heights, 12, 19, and 24-inch heights. This screen is 19 inches high. Notice the screen is fabric and tackable. It's an ideal spot for family photos and handy reference materials. While preparing for the meeting, you need access to files, which could be in the lateral file or piled on an anticipated surface. And notice the Soto shelf provides layered piling surface to organize work. If you need to talk to a coworker about the meeting, the cushioned top on the lateral file provides great casual seating for this purpose. That's how Frameone supports a resident worker. With smart supportive technology, it provides boundary where needed and offers convenient access to technology, your documents, and your colleagues. And it looks great. One last feature I'd like to point out is the end counter. It's an additional surface for shared reference materials, printers, scanners, even impromptu collaboration. Altogether, our research found the traditional one-size-fits-all bench is ineffective for both workers and the organization. We discovered it's important to consider the levels of mobility and collaboration required by the users and adjust the solution accordingly. Frameone was designed to do just that by offering a light, refined aesthetic, discrete cable distribution, and an integrated rail to host work tools, plus a flexible design which easily adapts to your facility needs as they change. Frameone, it's the bench that works.